Chantal, the co-founder of Kwangu Kwako LTD. So, one of the questions people usually ask is, how long have we been in existence as Kwangu Kwako? Officially 10 years. But if you're a Kenyan and an entrepreneur, you know that when you're starting a business, you have to start with a product, something that you know actually works. So by the time we started, it was 2014, 2013 when we were doing other things. Why? We wanted to come up with something else that can actually be used to build a house. That is what we normally call alternative building materials. Because most of the people, they know the normal stone or darugo, whatever it is. We wanted to come up with something that is easy, that it is not rocket science, something that if you go to the field, you can combine different aspects for you to come up with a building. So actually that is what triggered us to think about what materials that are not in the market, what is it that we can come up with. If you can think about precast concrete has been made a name maybe in the last 3-4 years. Before that, precast was like, it wasn't a term that people used a lot. So that is something we thought about a long time ago. So one of the materials we thought at that particular time was panels. So this is what we call a panel. There are different sizes of panels depending on which company, but Kwangu Kwako, this is what we call a panel. And it's made of pure concrete and it is reinforced. For us, this is a walling material. We have different sizes of panels. There's 750 millimeters all the way to 900, slightly less than a foot. And they are around 35 kilograms, if you may. And we join them using rods, and they have an interlocking mechanism. Why we came up with this is we wanted a material that somebody can use to build, and you don't use mortar, you use interlocking, meaning joinery, and then sometimes we are going to use a rodding system. So I'll show you the show house shortly, but this is what we call a panel. Now, like any other product, when you come up with first an item or a product, more often than not, a consumer or a buyer would want something slightly different for different reasons. So one of the things that customers said is they like the panel. It is thin, it's a walling material, it is fast, it saves a lot of money, and it is solid. That is feedback. But they wanted something that they can use, especially when you're building maybe a maisonette or you're building other things. They wanted something else that is a walling material. So we came up with a hollow block. So somebody will ask me, why a hollow block? A hollow block is, like it says, it's hollow. They have different sizes. So we call it a hollow block because of these hollow holes. This is a 6-inch block. When you say at 6 inch, it's from this end to this end. It is a width. That is a 6-inch block. And it is a walling material. This is for external walls. Why is it hollow? That is a question they ask. One, it is a sustainable material, which means that you need to save materials. If it was solid, it will also work, but it's also going to be expensive. Hollow part, it means at least when it comes to either the climate being hot or cold, the holes in between actually help in terms of temperature control. If it is too hot, by the time it gets into the house, it's going to be less. If it is cold, when it gets inside the house, it is not as cold. So it acts as a temperature control. Also, when it is noisy, people ask about noise. The space here also helps in terms of reducing noise. So noise pollution, when it is environmental friendly, those are things that it actually saves. Also, when it comes to energy, you don't need to heat your house. Therefore, it is actually going to decrease the use of electricity if you are in a freezing environment. The other one I said was 6 inches. This is 4 inches. That is from this side to this side. This is 4 inches. As you can see, it is still a hollow block. It has holes. This is for internal partitioning. This is internal because you don't need a very fat block to actually just do your internal partitioning. This one will save you space. Somebody will ask me a question. What about plumbing? Yes, plumbing can be done through these holes. So what you need to do is either cut or drill, but most of the time it is you cut using a grinder, and then you can do the wiring inside. That is one. So it's still the same properties as the external wall in terms of controlling temperature, in terms of controlling noise, is the same properties. You'll find that some people will wonder why it is flat at the back. It is still hollow. It's just a very small amount of concrete that is there for aesthetic purposes. But if you need it to be hollow, you can just tap it and then it becomes hollow at one side. Not the... Oh, you can see it is strong. It fell and there's nothing that happened, so it's still okay. You might be wondering why it's like this. This one is being cured, so it's not yet ready, but it's as strong as you can see. So I'll just return it back to the rack. See, I've walked you through the yard. So the yard contains both panels and the hollow blocks, both the external and the internal partitioning. So the next one, I'll show you the different show houses that we have. So one show house is actually our office. It is a show house for hollow blocks. So we've used both the external part, we've used the 6-inch, and the internal part we've used the 4-inch. So this is our show house, it's the office. What basically we stand for, it is said, our name is Kwangu Kwako. It technically means, or loosely speaking, where you can live, I can live as well. Yani nyumbani kwako kunaweza kuwa nyumbani kwangu. Kwa hivyo kitu ambacho tunakujengea wewe, mimi mwenyewe naweza kuishi. So it stands for quality. As I was saying, the years before you actually have a product, it's a year where you experiment a lot. And it's where, well, we are not in Hollywood or Silicon Valley where everybody starts things in a basement. We don't have a basement. We started with my other co-founder, Simon Dixon, and a friend of ours. So what we will do, you'll be working during the week, and then in the evening you start designing. During the weekend, we would start working out the drawing on practical. What should a panel look like? What should be the size? How heavy should it be? Which client are we thinking about? So we'll think about it's a client that wants to build and build quickly. They don't want the building to take a lot of time in terms of constructing. That means most of the things that needs to be done off-site. That means we have a manufacturing place, and it also means that probably not everybody is going to be a skilled worker, so this is something that you need to train somebody to do. So whatever product you're going to actually come up with has to be easy, or one can actually train somebody or teach somebody in less than 15 minutes or 10 minutes, show them what to do. So that is part of what you are thinking. Obviously, the engineering aspect, we had experts dealing with it. Something to do with designing in terms of how the panels should join, what materials should do. We had people actually helping us in different ways. And most of this was done weekend-wise and in the evening after work. So whatever flat you are, we just used to work in the evening. So we have just arrived at the show house that we normally use. This is made of panels. So I will open my house. Why did we design it like this? Well, we just thought, well, we don't need to refigure or design something that is already working. This system works. So we just, copy and paste. And then we decided this one works. It is a shoot bolt. It works, and people use padlocks to lock the door. We just had to make sure that somebody also can lock themselves at night. So we use the door one in case somebody actually comes out through this one. So we decided to make them as small as possible, because they say children or people can just break the glass, and then a child or somebody can be shipped in or pulled through. So that is why we have something at the bottom for safety purposes. So this is my house. Welcome. So this is a panel. Like I said, it is 2 inches thin and it's reinforced. Yeah, we had a visitor who tried to jump on the wall simply because it was thin. He nearly dislocated his shoulder. But that was a lesson from an Engineers Without Borders. Somebody came and tried that one. So this is my house. This is an open plan kitchen. So basically we wanted to provide something that works. You can put the shelf where you can put flour, you can put your sugar and things like that. But we wanted to be more beautiful, to have a backsplash, somewhere to put your sink. If you have a meko or something, you can choose to put either at the bottom or at the top. Just make it as home as you can. It's just a basic. Then if you need an upgrade or you need to think about it, then that is okay. In terms of the room, if it is a single room, you find that this is a 12 by 12. If you look at it that side, it's 12 by 12. But for a bed sitter for us, it's 180 square feet. This from where I'm standing, as I walk across to the sitting room, because this is the sitting room as well as the kitchen and a resting place. This is a bed sit. A bed sit that you can choose to organize or to structure the way you want. Somebody can put a bed over there, you can have your dining over here, or you can actually do it the other way where you can have a bed on this end and just make it your home. Some people put a double decker and then they divide using a curtain. So the design is totally up to the occupant of the house, depending with the size of the family that they have. We have a sink and we strategically put this inside here, not in the bathroom, because you can have a guest who comes in and they want to wash their hands before they sit down, or they want to wash their hands before they eat. So they don't really need to go to the bathroom. Then if you're going to the bathroom, then you can go to the bathroom and you can come back and use it. Although inside the bathroom, there's also a tap. So it is okay for you to wash your hands as well, depending on what it is that you put in terms of towels and your washing utilities. It is a bed, you can design it the way you want in terms of tiles, whatever size or color you want. So for us, this one we put, it's not full size, it's 3 3/4 for tiles for easy cleaning. The floor, you can see it is also tiled for easy cleaning, but it is entirely up to the client what they choose. For this particular one, you can see we have also a ceiling, and this one is made of gypsum. So feel free to design the way you want. This one is designed fully equipped with gypsum ceiling, tiles, and even the toilet is tiled. Now, we have something that we call a product that we call basic. So if I'm coming to the bed, this is just a sample of a bed. So as you can see, the floor is no tiles. It's basic cement finish, screed finish. You can actually make it more prettier. We have people who have actually put red oxide. There's somebody who is currently putting in a yellow one. It's pretty, it's beautiful. So put in whatever color to make it your house. Then at the top, you have the aluminum insulation. Instead of a gypsum, this one comes with a product, and it's usually 5 degrees cooler than outside. Actually, it's cool right now. I'd rather be inside than outside. It's very hot outside. Then we have different types of finishes. Like I said, that is aluminum. Then this wall is absolutely just painted. There is no plaster, nothing. It's just painted on the wall. Some people will have issues with it because they do not want to see the outline of a panel, which is okay. If you feel you don't want to see it, then this wall is actually plastered. So depending on your aesthetics, on what it is that you want your house to look like, you are the chief engineer of your house. So this one is plastered. So feel free to plaster your house, whether it is inside or outside, for a perfect finish. So technically, you design your house, you decide how your house looks like and what the use for the house is. So as my house, this is what we decided to do. And as I walk outside, you're welcome to come to Kwangu Kwako anytime. What services do we offer? We have 2 services. We can either do for you full service. When you say full service is we come in as Kwangu Kwako Limited and we build for you from scratch.
designing and finishing everything. And then we have what we call material sale. In this particular case, we sell you materials, whether it is panels or hollow blocks. You come with your design, we look at it, and all your, what are they called? The QS? Yes, the QS will tell you, we need this number of hollow blocks or this number of blocks. Then we sell you for those number of blocks, then you can actually go and build. So those are the two services, full service and material service. Thank you very much. Na karibu Kwangu Kwako. We are open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and then Saturday from 8 to 12. Mnakaribishwa, karibuni sana. Nafunga kwangu, wewe ukae kwako.